Good morning students. Our chapter number 8 cell structure and functions is going on. In the first two period we learn about who discovered the cell, multicellular and unicellular organisms, some examples of unicellular organisms. Then we learn about some organisms which shows in a variety of shape of the cells, different shapes of the cells, size of cell in different animals. Today we will see the remaining part of this chapter. Now see our next point 8.5 part of the cell. Before that, in this chapter we learn about some organisms which shows variety in a number of the cell, shape of the cells and size of the cells. Now today we will see about part of the cells. Our next point, parts of the cell, and our first point, cell membrane. Now see the point. The basic components of a cell are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. These are the basic component. These are the basic component. And the cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed within the cell membrane, and this cytoplasm and nucleus are enclosed within that cell membrane, and it is also called the plasma membrane. That cell membrane is also called as a plasma membrane. The membrane separates cells from one another and also the cell from the surrounding medium. And what is the work of that membrane? That separate the cell membrane, separate the cells from one another and from the surrounding medium. The plasma membrane is porous and allows the movement of the substances or materials both inward and outward. Both inward and outward. Now we are aware about that in cell the energy was created. Energy was created. Oxygen is required. Oxygen is required. Oxygen taken by the cell and energy was prepared in this way that cell membrane is required to be porous and which allows the movement of the substances or material both inward and outward position. Now our next activity, activity 8.3, and in this activity we learn how to see the plant cell under the microscope, and for that purpose we required onion and some chemicals and microscope. Now see the activity. In order to observe the basic component of the cell, take an onion bulb, remove the dry pink coverings, and you can easily separate these from the fleshy white layers of the bulb with the help of forceps or even with your hand. Now for that purpose, what we have to do in this activity, we have to take onion, and we have to remove the peels, dry pink covering with our hand. We can easily remove it by our hand, with our hand. Now you can also break the onion bulb and separate out thin layers. We required a thin layer of the onion. Place a small piece of thin onion peel in a drop of water on a glass side. That for that purpose glass side is required. When school will be reopened, that time I will show you about the plant cell, the basic component of the plant cell. Place a small piece of thin onion peel in a drop of water on a glass slide. The thin layer can be cut into smaller pieces with the help of blade, and this thin layer can be cut into the smaller pieces with the help of blade. We can easily make this. Then add a drop of methylene blue solution to the layer and place the cover slip on it. And while placing the cover slip, ensure that there is no air bubble under the cover slip. ह्या जी ऍक्टिव्हिटी आहे त्यामध्ये काय करायचं, एक कांदा घ्यायचा, त्याची एक थिन स्लाइस घ्यायची, एकदम पातळ अशी स्लाइस घ्यायची, ती ग्लास स्लाइड वरती आपल्याला ठेवायची आणि त्याच्यावरती जे केमिकल आहे मिथिलीन ब्ल्यू सोल्युशन ते त्याच्यावरती सोडायचं थोडंसं, आणि त्याच्यावरती कवर स्लिप ठेवायचे. कवर स्लिप ठेवताना इतकी काळजी घ्यायची की त्यातून एअर बबल बाहेर नाही आला पाहिजे. Then observe the slide under the microscope. And draw and label. And you may compare it with figure 8.5. And downside figure 8.5 is given cell observed in onion peel. Now here downside figure was given, cell which is observed in an onion peel. Now see, the boundary of an onion cell is the cell membrane, which is shown in, see carefully, see the figure 8.5, cell observed in onion peel. The boundary of an onion cell is the cell membrane. The boundary which is shown in the onion cells, which is called as a cell membrane, covered by the another thick covering called cell wall. Called the cell wall. You cannot see here, but when we see about the differentiation between plant cell and animal cell, that time you can see the cell wall. The central dense round body in center is called nucleus. When you see this here, see one cell, in that, in the middle, in the center of the cell, here you can see the round body in the center, which is called nucleus, which is called as a nucleus, and jelly like substance, some jelly like substance which will be observed, between the nucleus and the cell membrane. Between the nucleus and cell membrane is called cytoplasm, Now here one question is arises in Bojo's mind. I want to know why plant cells need the cell walls. Why plant cells need the cell wall? Now maybe that type of question arises in your mind also. Plant cell wall is present in the plant cell, but cell wall is not present in the animal cell. Why this will happen? Now what is the answer? We will see here. You have learned earlier that the cell membrane gives the shape to the cell. We are aware about that the cell membrane which gives the shape to the cell. Keep in your mind in both plant cell and animal cell. In addition to the cell membrane, there is a outer thick layer in the cells of plant is called cell wall, and another outer thick layer which is observed in the plant cell, and that is called as a cell wall. This additional layer surrounding the cell membrane is required by plants for protection. That also we already learned. In this addition layer, why this additional layer will be provided to the plant or cell membrane of the plant for the protection. How? We will see. Plant cells need protection against variation in temperature, high wind speed, atmospheric moisture, etc. They are exposed to these variations. Because they cannot move. Now, why the cell membrane or why the cell wall is given for the cell membrane of plant cell? Because plant cell required the protection. They need protection against the variation of the temperature, high wind speed, and atmospheric moisture. Suppose we will see about the animal. They can move. Suppose they want to protect themselves, they can move from the one place to the another cell. Plant, they cannot move from the one place to the another place. For that purpose, the additional cell wall, additional layer which is provided to the cell membrane, which is called as a cell wall. Then the cells can be observed in the leaf peel of Tradescantia, Ildoa, and Rohaio. You can prepare the slide in the case of onion, and Paheli asked Bojo if he can observe animal cells, and yes, we can also observe the animal cell. Now see, for this, which activity was given here? It is an also simple activity, but for that purpose also like toothpicks and microscope is required and chemical is required. Now see the activity. Take a clean toothpick. Or a matchstick. We can take toothpick here, or tip with the tip broken. For easy purpose we can take the toothpick. Then scrape inside in your cheek. We are aware about that. Without hurting it. Place it in a drop of water on the glass side. Now it is required glass side, and we have to put this toothpick on the drop of the water. Add a drop of iodine and place a cover slip on it. And we have to add 1 drop of iodine solution, and we have to place cover slip on it. And in the same way that no air bubble is required there. Alternatively, add 1 or 2 drops of methylene blue solution, which we are already used in activity 8.3, and observe it under the microscope. you may notice the several cells are scrapped material, and you can identify the cell membrane, the cytoplasm and nucleus that we observed in the plant cell. But here the cell wall is absent in the animal cell. We already learned that the cell wall is absent in the animal cell. Here figure was mentioned here, figure of human chick cells. Here see, this type of figure will be observed, and here when you see a single cell, in that you can see the nucleus in the middle, nuclear membrane also it have, and then cell membrane, and the blue structure, the blue color, the faint blue color, which shows a cytoplasm, Now see here the next point, cytoplasm. It is the jelly-like substance present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Now see here, upper side. Here, think about the one cell only. Here in the middle, nuclear membrane is mentioned, that nucleus will be there, and outer side cell membrane will be there, and from the nucleus to the cell membrane, there you can see the faint blue color was mentioned there, and it is a jelly-like substance present between the cell membrane and the nucleus, and that is called cytoplasm. And various other components or organelles of the cells are present in the cytoplasm, and many other organelles are present in the cell, and that will be shown here by the small dot dots are mentioned in the cell, and that is called organelles, other components of the cell, and these are mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, etc. And you will learn about them in the later classes, and we will learn about the mitochondria, Golgi bodies and ribosomes in the next classes. Now our next point, nucleus. Next point is nucleus. Most important point, or the most important component of living cell. It is an important component of the living cell. It is generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. I already told that it is present in the center of the cell, and it is the most important component of the living cell. It can be stained and seen easily with the help of microscope, and it can observed easily with the help of microscope, because it is in the center of the cell, present in the center of the cell. Nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane is called nuclear membrane. Here also you can see nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by the cell nuclear membrane, and this membrane is also porous. And allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and inside the nucleus. It also taken the materials inside the nucleus, and it will be releases outside the nucleus into the cytoplasm also. With the microscope of higher magnification, we can see smaller spherical body in the nucleus, and in the nucleus also some small spherical bodies are also present, and small spherical bodies are also present in the nucleus, and that is called nucleolus. In addition, nucleus contains thread-like structures called chromosomes. And that is most important point from the nucleus. In the nucleus contains thread-like structures called chromosomes, and these carry genes and help in the inheritance of transfer of characters from the parents to the offspring. And the chromosomes can be seen only when the cell divides. And what is the work of that chromosome? It carry the genes. And help in the inheritance वारसा. जसं की आपल्याला आपल्या वडिलोपार्जित काहीतरी आपल्याला मिळतं, जशी जमीन वगैरे मिळतं, त्या पद्धतीने आपल्याला वडिलांकडून आईकडून जे कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स मिळतात. सपोज की आपल्या वडिलांचे कुरळे केस असतील तर आपले सुद्धा असतील, किंवा आईचे असतील तर आपले असतील, डोळ्यांमध्ये साम्य असेल, that type. These carry genes and helps to the inheritance or transfer of characters from the parents to the offspring. Offspring अपत्य जे बाळ होतं ते. The chromosomes can be seen only when the cell divides, and that chromosomes can be seen when the cell will be divides. Nucleus. Nucleus, in addition to its role in inheritance, acts as a control center of the activities of the cell, and we can say that nucleus is a brain of the cell. It is a brain of the cell. It controls all the activities in the cell. It controls all the activities. It controls all the activities in the cell. The entire content of the living cell is known as protoplasm. The entire content of the living cell is known as protoplasm, and it includes cytoplasm and the nucleus. And protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. The protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. Write the sentence in your notebook also. It is most important sentence, may be asked for the exam for true or false, or maybe for multiple choice question. Protoplasm is called as a living substance of the cell. Living substance of the cell, protoplasm. Today up to this we covered. Remaining part we will see in the next period.